Israel and Hamas agree to phase one of a peace deal. The news coming just a day after the 2-year anniversary of the terror attack that escalated tensions in the Mideast.
Details of that deal include calls for all the remaining Israeli hostages to be released, possibly as soon as this weekend. In return, Israel will free Palestinian prisoners.
And desperately needed aid will be allowed in as Israel withdraws from the majority of Gaza.
Eyewitness News reporter Josh Einiger following the late-breaking details and has more on the deal. Josh?
Well, Mike and Sade, according to Israeli press reports, mediators are hoping to have this agreement signed by all parties sometime tomorrow, and the remaining hostages could be home this weekend. It's a momentous development to be sure, but still there are so many questions. It was in the middle of an unrelated press event with President Trump that today's breakthrough first came to light.
Yeah, I was just given a note by the Secretary of State.
The note, snapped by an eagle-eyed photojournalist. "We need you to approve a Truth Social post soon," it read, "so you can announce deal first."
Peace for the Middle East. It's a beautiful phrase, and we hope it's going to come true, but it's very close.
Not long after came the president's post, confirmed quickly by Israel and Hamas that they'd agreed to phase one of Trump's proposed peace plan. His special envoy Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner, part of intense talks in Egypt. 2 years and a day after the slaughter of 1,200 innocent Israelis on October 7th, the taking of hundreds of hostages, and the deaths of tens of thousands of Palestinians in Israel's brutal response. Tonight, it seems, it's almost over. Phase one includes a ceasefire and the release of the remaining 48 Israeli hostages in exchange for hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and a flood of aid into war-ravaged Gaza. Tonight in Washington, hostage families rejoiced.
President Trump has done it. He announced just now that our loved ones, the hostages, are coming home.
But the devil, as they say, is still in the details, especially when it comes to 28 of the hostages who are no longer living.
Not all of them, Hamas knows where they are immediately. They'll have to start looking for them. This could take quite some time.
And among them, the 2 remaining Americans on the list, Long Island-born Omer Nutra and Itai Hen, whose family's from Brooklyn.
I'm sure tomorrow people waking up will feel the beginning of the end.
His father, Ruby, still can't celebrate because no one, not the Israelis, not the Americans, no one has told him anything about Itai's remains. And so, for him, the waiting is not yet over.
For us, that anxiety component is significant. I hope that the U.S. administration remembers that Itai is a U.S. citizen, and they should put a special emphasis on him. And just waiting to hear back from them where and if we will be reunited with our son.
He's still waiting to bury his son and his family to sit Shiva. He and other families tonight still hoping for those answers. Meanwhile, it's important to point out a ceasefire is not peace. It's just phase one of a plan that does call ultimately for a lasting end to the war, which would mean Hamas would turn over management of the Strip to a Palestinian body that could rebuild it. But tonight, with those plans far from settled, President Trump is said to be planning his own trip to the region by the end of the week to celebrate a bona fide breakthrough after all the pain. Sade?
Okay, Josh, thank you. And we will be following overnight developments tomorrow morning beginning at 4:30. And ABC News will have live coverage when the ceasefire deal is expected to be signed in the morning at around 5 a.m.